Good. All right, welcome to week 6 of Nerd Chat Saturdays. I'm James with 0 Day James. I got Pat over here with InfoSec Pat, Hack, Adlene, Dion with Mindfucker, and we have a new guest with us today. Is my man Dylan over here. You want to introduce yourself, Dylan? Tell us a little bit about I don't know, how you got started in IT and all that.
Yeah. So I think most of you might know me as Squatting Buffalo. So I got started. I was actually doing personal training, just trying to make ends meet. It wasn't working out, and I kept seeing this dude come into the gym all the time, going into the server room. I didn't know what he was doing, so I stopped him one day. I was like, "Dude, what do you do back there with all the blinking lights and shit?" And he goes, "Well, he told me about configuring servers and everything." And I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm interested." And he kind of pointed me to the CompTIA A+, and I just started studying that. One thing led to another. Got a help desk job. I don't know how in depth to go. I don't want to take up too much time. Just
No, you're
the
good,
story,
dude.
but,
Just go for it. So your very first certification was the A+, because I know that's like recommended a lot, and we've recommended it in a lot of our chats. Pat recommended it, and that's the route that I took.
Yeah. No, I think it's really important. I think you learn a lot. It's actually, I would say it's probably one of the harder tests. There's just so much stuff in it. Yeah.
That was my hardest exam.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the hardest ones. There's, it goes pretty in depth, especially if you don't know anything.
Imagine the new one. I took the brand new one, dude. Like that.
Yeah.
It covers a lot of ground.
I took my A+ in 2008, so a long time ago. But that was one of my hardest exams. Harder than every Cisco certification I took, every Microsoft cert.
And we make fun of him all the time because he usually has all his certifications right there behind him. 16 plus squares of certifications, and apparently the A+ is the hardest. But I don't think that's to scare off anyone that's new, trying to get into it, because it's doable. I did it, and it took me because it's a 2-part exam. It took me about a month and a half to study for each one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I even say, I did the first one, and after I got the first one done, I think it was the 801, right? 220, 801. Right after I got that first one, I just started applying everywhere because I figured, all right, I'm going to go for my second one. I'll eventually get it. But in the meantime, when I start getting some interviews and seeing what this process is like. So yeah, I recommend that. Even when you just get the first part of it, just start sending out resumes and introduce yourself to the IT world and start talking to these managers, see what happens behind the scenes.
So on your resume, you indicated that you already earned your first one and you're studying for the next.
Yeah, exactly.
At this very moment, or?
No, back then. Yeah.
So how long you been doing it?
To be honest, it's been 5, 6 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since 2015.
Yeah.
Yep. So you did your A+, and any other route that you took after that?
To be honest, no. I kept pestering my boss. I forget, I was telling someone else about this. I just kept going to him every single day. Hey, what are you doing with, what is this Active Directory thing? What is that? Oh, you're creating a new user. Can I create a new user? Can I do that? Can that be part of my responsibilities? And I just kept adding things to my, my daily task list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's pretty much how I learned. I just started job hopping from there.
Yeah. And IT is funny because there's always rotation in jobs. Like a lot of people I remember when I was first starting and I was like, okay, go from this job to that job. And even mates or friends of mine are like, yo, why you keep jumping? So it's so different in the IT world than if you're an electrician. Okay, you're an electrician, you can do it for the rest of your life. And one company, like my uncle been in the same company for fucking, I don't know, 17 years now, since he moved down to Florida.
Yeah. And sorry, go ahead.
No, it's definitely it's not job hopping in a bad way. It's okay, you get stagnant, and you want to have the opportunity. Okay, so if this position, like my first position, we didn't have Active Directory, right? We had everything was work groups, peer-to-peer networks. So when I got my MCSE in 2003, I was like, okay, so how am I going to interconnect Active Directory? How am I going to do, like you said, users, groups, GPOs, etc., domain controllers? Okay, so I have to touch this. Yeah, back then I used virtual PC. Now it's like Hyper-V. And then you have to get that experience to actually, to actually learn it. You can lab it, you can do all that stuff, but when it comes into real world scenarios. Like this week, prime example, right? I have 7 MCSEs and I have 9 MCITPs. I'm pretty Microsoft intense, right? And then this week, at my job, we have 2003. Sorry about that. I'm acknowledging it. We have 2003 domain controllers, and we just implemented 2019 server. So in the scheme of things, you cannot just go from 2003, do AD prep / forest prep, right? That you have to run that on your 2003 box and raise the functionality level to its highest. Obviously, in 2003, the native is 2000. So you can move that to 2003, and then you can migrate that to 2008, not R2. Has to be 2008. Then you can go to R2, and then you go to 2012, 2016, 2019. So it's like, if you don't know those little tedious things, you're going to be dead in the water. You're like, what the fuck? Like, this thing is not going on 2019. Like, and I had a brain fart because I created a 2019 box, did Active Directory domain services, edited, trying to join it to a 2003 domain, and it was giving me errors. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I did AD prep, et cetera, just that tedious thing. If you don't do it every day, that's why Google's everyone's best friend. You don't have CCIE friends that Google commands all the time. Like, you're not going to know every single thing. So
yeah. That's another thing.
Literally just doing a lesson on CBT Nuggets, and even Jeremy Charles was talking about Google still being a very useful tool
every day.
Yeah, sure.
So, every day. Yeah,
I wish more people knew about it.
That'd be nice. It would, keep the inbox down a little bit.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's cool, Dylan. So like you got your A+, and that's the only cert you got throughout the years, or have you went for other ones or degree? Yeah. What is your education? What would you suggest to someone that's just learning this?
I mean, I wish I had more certifications. I wish I had that, that piece of paper to back up what I know, but yeah, the A+ is all I got. And then I tried going to school for a little bit. I went to like community college, just to try, computer science and stuff. Went to Penn State for like a year. I hated it. It would have taken me 10 years to get a degree, which is insane. And I would have been, $80,000 in debt.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to Western Governors University.
That's why I have my
WGU.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm loving it so far. I pick the times I want to do classes. I pick what classes I want to do. On top of getting a degree, if you wanted to, you can get a degree in 6 months if you wanted to. Like if you really push it. Yeah. And then on top of that, you also get 12 industry certifications.
Exactly.
You can't beat that.
Yeah, it's like how I discovered that, because I didn't ever think I was going to go to grad school. Like, I have a bachelor's degree, have a handful of certifications, I'm good. And then I just stumbled upon that like in 5-6 years ago, and I was like, wow, $3,000 for a fucking master's?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a scam, you know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah.
And I called them and I said, I want to talk to some references and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And then, I'm like, lo and behold, I'm like, damn, this shit is pretty legit. And I'm like, I'll do a class, and where's $3,000? $3,000's nothing.
So it's $3,000 and you go in, and if you complete all those things with like, you said that you can do it within 6 months.
It all depends on.
Because one of my friends was doing it, and he was talking about a lot of the certifications that you earn like after each class and stuff like that. But it's your master's that you're gonna get, not your bachelor's by the end of it?
No, I did my master's.
Okay.
He's probably doing his undergrad degree there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, you set your own pace. You can do as many classes as you want. You can do I think you need to do at least 3 classes per 6 months.
Yeah. You have a minimum.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I hear a lot of tech people using it.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I just hear a lot of tech people using WGU as a means of like earning their degree.
It's booming right now. It's fun. Yeah. It's a nonprofit, so it's like you can't beat it. It's like you have a degree for a couple bucks, instead of going $80,000 in debt, fucking Penn State or NYU or all these, big college, even down here, FAU, FSU, UF, and UM, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, why you go, I don't know. A degree is a degree at the end of the day. Like, unless you're going to, like, med school or law school, then it actually really matters. Okay, I went to UM for law schools, and then, different. But for IT, I think certifications hold way more value than a degree. Unless, I just did a degree because I stumbled upon that. I would have never went past my undergrad degree.
I noticed it's hard. It's hard to say. Personally, I if someone walked into if I got to the point where I was a manager and someone walked into my office and they didn't have a degree, I personally, I wouldn't care. But there have been times where I got to the final interview and, everything was going great. And then they talked to their upper management and they were like, oh, the dude doesn't have a degree. All right, well, we can't give him a job. So, I mean, it sucks. There are still some companies, some places like, bank, it's very big in banking. Yeah.
I think the reason being, like, this is just my logical thinking, is the academic aspect.
Yeah.
So they assume, okay, you have just a high school diploma. Maybe you're not as, I don't want to use the words because I don't know everyone's educational background here, but
yeah.
have a high school diploma, you're not like intellectually intelligent, or, okay, what is a high school diploma? It's like fucking passing kindergarten. You know what I mean? Like, anyone can do it. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to graduate high school. But so I think that's what that comes to. So like now if you have a management that has an MBA, it's like, oh, and this guy only has a high school diploma. What is he gonna, then you have someone with even associates or bachelor's, even associates is shit. Like you have to at least minimum get your BS degree or your BA or whatever you want to go in the route, even if it's not IT. I think a minimum a bachelor's degree will give you some fundamentals of this academics.
You guys are convincing me to go back to school. WGU it is.
Schools for fools. Look at me.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. So what are you doing now, like as far as work-wise, and you work in the field and you do, I know I've seen that you do some pen testing, you do some Linux stuff on your stuff.
Yeah. I'm actually, what's my title? IT security specialist. I work at, I guess one of the bigger NGOs, like a nonprofit. We're pretty big. And I'm handling a lot of like the endpoint security side of it. So, handling the EDR solutions, configuring alerts and stuff like that.
So I seen you said something about Komodo in a video.
Yeah.
So, I like Komodo. I actually use Komodo.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing. It's just it's just getting used to seeing, because we're talking about school and stuff. I've never, all the school stuff that I learned, all the Penn State stuff, even WGU, it's not realistic to what you're going to see in the field. You have to do. It seems like you have to do stuff on your own to really see what you're going to see when you're in an actual job and stuff. Yeah, exactly.
That's the way it is. So you gotta see this lab back here.
Gotta get a hat now that says "Lab it up."
Yeah, right.
Actually, I have a shirt that says #lab it up.
There it is. No, but yeah, I was actually watching that video that Pat was talking about. We were pretty much talking about setting up a lab in some domains and attacking it with various attacks, just so you can like look at the logs and put that on your resume that you have experience with, even though you haven't actually worked in an enterprise or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like you have experience with like
recon. You can use these applications to penetrate and compromise your AD, and to but we can talk about that offline. But so there's a few kind of Active Directory attack. That's why I think it sucks about a lot of now the OSCP is implementing Active Directory attacks, because Active Directory is massive. 98% of environments are Windows.
And it's such a shitstorm. So
So and they leave out like wireless. They leave out Active Directory. They leave out a lot of the core stuff that you're going to run in an enterprise for an internal pen test, right?
Yeah.
So it's like now that there's coming to their senses, like, okay, let's implement Active Directory and use these applications to. Because I remember when I first used Bloodhound, I was like, what is this? How do I even use it? Then AD Recon with the PowerShell script, and you can do some stuff. But it's pretty cool stuff. Adlene, you're looking sexy down here. What are you doing?
Just hearing to all those knowledge.
So what are you up to, big guy?
I was, I'm looking at James, very interested in what Dion was saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably have the least knowledge of everybody over here, but that's why I love these chats. Is like, even though like half the time I don't know what you guys are talking about, I'm just like, what better to throw myself into conversations with people that like have a lot of knowledge, and while I may not understand it, the more I hear it, the more I'm able to wrap my head around a lot of these concepts.
And you can always watch it again and just put on a VPN to get a view.
Get those views. But I know Adlene's got a lot of knowledge to drop. What have you been working on, like in this last week, since this last chat, Adlene?
Oh, I've been working on some Python. I did some Python this week, and I was incredibly amazed by this language. Like you can build anything in few minutes, and with, you don't need a lot of knowledge in programming and everything, since it's more of a scripting language than a programming one, because what you're writing is not converted into bytecodes and then interpreted. It's interpreted as a script, and that makes the language very easy to use, easily embedded into any machine you want, and there's like a huge community behind that. I mean, you can ask yourself about anything about Python, Google it, and you can find somebody before you that already asked that question before you and got the answers. And
are there any like particular forums to use for as far as if you're learning Python? And I know that with Python you can do everything as far as like network automation to like robotics and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Just like you can do that with any other language like C++ and Java and everything, but as soon as you can use multi-tool knife and a surgering knife is two different things. They are both knives, but one is specialized in something and the other one is like more polyvalent. That's why Python is good to anything. You can do networking automation, web servers, and anything, but it's not as ruggedized as a specialized language for specialized applications like C# or C++ for high efficiency softwares and everything. Python is good to build, in my opinion, Python is good to build APIs and scripts, tools for pen testing, building bridges between different applications and all that.
So what are your thoughts about Ruby?
Ruby is good too, but I'm not very good with that kind of programming architectures. Mm-hmm. I prefer Python. You just have to import those libraries, go check the the syntax, having glossary, and your program is being built in live.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. And what about you, Dion? What's happening over there, Stud Muffin?
Stud Muffin. Yeah, I've been studying a bit. Just my course, what I was doing before.
Which course was that?
Cybersecurity.
Okay.
Yeah, my CEH.
Very nice.
I've been slacking lately. So I started again, and slowly I'm getting there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to check up on you guys because we've got a group chat that we do after these videos, and this thing has been blowing up my phone, dude, all week. And I've been so busy at work, I haven't been able to maintain like keeping up with these conversations. So what have you been doing, dude? Have you been studying for your CEH or what?
Yeah. But
what kind of tools? What are you using? What are you doing for the CEH? Tell the world.
What course are you using?
At the chapter cryptography. I can show you. Hang on.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty much hard to learn that in Dutch. It's already a cryptographic language.
Right? Do they have courses for it? Yeah, imagine.
Damn,
that boy looking fresh with his new cut.
Yeah. It's easier. Oh yeah.
Barbershops are open.
It's easier if I just show it.
Okay, let's see it.
With the blockchain.
Oh, you have a book?
Yeah.
So official.
Yeah, this is official. It's not not an online course or so. I even got a map somewhere.
What course did I know? Obviously, it was a long time ago when you studied for yours, Pat. But what material did you use to study for yours?
I just had the CEH labs and the console on. Oh my God, I forgot the site. It's like I have it in my favorites, and you just like go through a course on EC console.
Yeah.
And I started with the Western Governors University, but they teach you enough, but I wanted to I signed up with EC console.
Yeah, this is just my book. cybersecurity and a bit of programming. So
Oh man, that's right. It's in Dutch.
yeah, it's in Dutch.
There it is.
So it's cybersecurity and safe programming. But
Oh wow.
yeah, I'm at the help about. So,
Does it make it like, does it add just a little bit of difficulty for having to do that like translation of like when you're trying to learn stuff like?
yeah, I think this is more the beginning. You have to know about networking and shit. You have to know a basic. But this is more.
Right.
I think what you start at the beginning of cybersecurity.
And I say this all the time, but
Because
that's
the
like,
applications and VirtualBox.
oh, there you go.
I can't wait till I'm there.
Oh yeah, VirtualBox your favorite.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to those VMs for sure.
Yeah, me too. I think that I didn't start again.
That's cool. But yeah, that's
He's
why
gonna
I
skip.
said
He's gonna skip that chapter.
the
Yeah.
VMs.
And here you have the programming. It's all included. It's fun. I don't know if you can see it, but
And what program are they using? Python?
yeah, Python. This is in PHP. Yeah, some scripts. It's fun. It's
Yeah,
easy.
well, Python and PHP are the must-use language in penetration testing.
Most is Python indeed.
Yeah, because even payloads are written in Python because it's a language like anybody can use, customize, and export that on other machines and everything.
Chapter 7, SSL. We know that one.
Like, just tell us, like, how do you say, I don't know, SQL injection in Dutch?
That's a great
It's
question.
just
Adam.
SQL injection.
Oh.
Oh, that's okay.
SSL and
We have no one words for that.
Doesn't sound that hard,
Yeah, and the cross site, it's called in English, but the explanation is all in Dutch.
Oh,
But
okay.
the scripts,
Well,
everything,
that's
everything
exactly
is in
the same
English.
thing. Yeah, that's exactly the same thing when I check, IT courses in Arabic. All the technical names and everything are
Correct.
kept in English. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's good practice because when you're in the field, as we were saying about Google and everything, when you're gonna Google something, you have more results when you Google it in English than in French or any other language.
Yeah, correct.
Hey, is it true that you say, Adlene, how do you say grandma? You guys are gonna crack up. How do you say grandma in Arabic?
Say it.
No, I can say that.
Do it.
Well, now you have to say it.
Okay,
Say
I'm
it.
just gonna use a synonym. Okay, we say money.
No, you're not
Money?
saying money. No,
But it's a synonym.
It sounds like a setup. I think Pat is completely setting you over now.
Tell it, Pat.
it's
You know it.
titty.
You can Google it.
How do you say tit?
There it is.
Tit,
The most useful tool of all.
tit, right? Tit, or some shit.
Yes.
It is.
How do you know that?
Choo-choo.
Pat's been doing his homework.
Oh.
He prepared for this chat.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, oh, I need it. Because I didn't know, like, if your native language, because there's Portuguese, and over there's French, there's Arabic, there's a whole bunch of different languages. I'm like, I wonder if he speaks Arabic. I thought you did. I'm like, oh, let me draw him on the spot. How do you say grandma? 10 minutes.
10 minutes? All right. All right, so I had another, wait, what were you going to say? Dion, were you going to say something?
Oh no, I'm done.
All right, Dylan, so before, because you pretty much came back on Instagram and you're active there, you were gone for about like 3 or 4 months or something like that. And so what was the reason for your downtime off of the social media for a little bit?
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird time. I kind of got there was a following on Instagram, and some people, it was getting a little weird with some people. They were posting like they were private DMing me like illegal exploits that they were doing, and I just wasn't comfortable with it. It was getting a little weird. And then also I just wanted to put some more focus in work and just getting, my head focused on work. Cause it was getting to a point where, I have 3 kids, so it's like, I got to make it work or, we're fucked. So, yeah, that was a big part of it too. It was it was a weird time. There was a lot going on over here.
I hear you. Yeah,
Yeah, it's good to focus on the more important thing.
Yeah.
Perfection. I could use that too.
Just ask Dion all about those weird messages and DMs. Dude.
Yeah, dude, I get them all the time.
Fuck, it's not normal.
I love bringing up this topic because you can just see it in his face of like how stressful it is to get these messages from people.
I think 20, 30, sometimes 40 requests per day.
Yeah.
And it's all like how to hack Facebook, how to hack Instagram, how do I get this email? Can you boot this person for me? He's annoying. I got scammed. Back. Can you do this? Can you do that? And it's all click, block, click, block, click, block. My block list, it's the same size as the list I follow. It's that annoying.
Yeah. I try, sometimes if I can keep up, I'm not getting 40 a day, so I'm able to like respond to some of them. And one time I had this guy saying, hey, I need you to hack my girlfriend's Instagram.
Oh yeah, that one was so popular, you know, that's in the top 3.
No, but like, so check it out. It's not all bad because he's like, I need you to hack her Instagram. Like, I think she's cheating on me and this and that. And then I was like, I told him, I was like, dude, like, have you tried talking to her? And you know what I mean? he's like, no, like, I'm sure she's cheating on me. Like we actually broke up. She ruined my life, this and that. And I was like, dude, like, and I like actually took the time to talk to him. I was like, dude, like, why don't you use this opportunity to like work on yourself and not worry about her? Because like anything you do trying to focus on her isn't gonna better you in any way.
Going straight to invasion of privacy.
Dude, yeah, right.
Oh,
Let's
and
just
I
go
have
for the illegal route. But he had this epiphany. He was like, man, you're right. Like, I don't need to worry about her. Like, I need to worry about like what I'm doing with my life. He's like, thank you, man. And to this day, I still talk to him. And I can't believe it. Like, I like really made that turn for like.
And you could tell if someone's actually, obviously, asking those questions is stupid. But if they have like 0 followers, 0 posts.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like if they have something going on and they just like maybe they saw a hashtag in their feed, like okay, we can ask them a question, but they shouldn't say, "Oh, I want to hack my girlfriend's stuff." You say, "I don't know." There's probably other ways to actually converse that.
Or they say, "I lost my account. My account got hacked."
Yeah,
back.
I forgot my email. I forgot my.
Don't give me that shit. Yeah.
Everything. But to the people who ask me to hack your girlfriend or your boyfriend, I'm gonna screenshot that shit and I send it to your partner. So done. I'm with this.
Yeah,
it's starting to be really, really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think another part of it too was, now that I'm thinking about it, was also just got too comfortable on Instagram. Instagram, it's a very, it's a really cool community. Everyone's really nice, for the most part. But it is an echo chamber, everyone's kind of repeating the same stuff. It's very easy to get comfortable here. And, and I kind of noticed that with myself. I was getting comfortable just doing hack the box and shit like that. But, I think to progress, you have to get into a state, where you're uncomfortable. Like, I know like there's a lot of folks on Twitter who I don't feel comfortable conversing with because I know that, they probably know more than me, but at the same time, I'm learning so much from talking to them and getting in those chats and everything.
Right. I totally feel that.
No, likewise. Like I'm in some Discords, like sometimes they're even talking shit. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but
no.
All right. Like, well, on the other hand, like if I'm talking to, I don't know, people like on the networking side, like triple CCIEs, and they're talking about like some stuff like the new security, I think this is Cisco Security PX or Security X or something like that. It integrates with the new ASAs and the APTs and all this stuff. And it's like, I haven't touched it. Even like on my little Discord, like, I'm like, dude, you ask some questions, like put it in the real chat. Don't just message me. Like I'm no expert in everything. Like I know what I know and I don't what I don't. And it's like, dude, figure it out, or I don't know. It's just like, I don't do this thing every day. Like, and I have some people asking me about, off the wall things. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
All right, guys, we got 4 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you got? Last minute thoughts, Dion. Wrap this up for us.
Dion, have
I
you
think
done
I
any
said what I wanted.
Like you got the Hack the Box invite and all that stuff, but have you messed with any of the boxes, the VMs?
Yeah, I tried 2 weeks ago, and I was busy for 6 hours. I couldn't figure it out, and then I stopped. I wanted to, do it again, but in the meantime, my distro fucked up, so I had to reinstall everything.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think I'm
But if you had a
gonna do
VM,
it another time.
Rebuilt it. You don't have to worry about your host if you had a VM.
Still. No, I don't know.
Or you can go on
some...
Kali. You know, Kali is pretty steady distro.
Yeah, I know.
Bye, guys.
For those that are first joining us, this is a long going inside joke of how Dion.
Yeah, I think half a year. I think even longer than half a year.
He absolutely hates them.
You don't like VMs?
I hate VMs, but someday I have to use them. I know it.
Yeah.
I have to, but
yeah, 100%.
as long as I don't need to, I just don't do it.
That's how I first got Kali running, was through a VM on my laptop.
I think everyone does it like that. Only fucking Dion's the outcast.
Yeah, I think when I started, the concept was confusing to me. Like, what do you mean virtual appliances? I have a stick of RAM in my hand. What do you mean it's going to be virtual? Like, how do I share it with something else? It's a weird concept.
Yeah. And then you get to the hypervisor thing.
Yeah.
Wow,
Type 2.
what's that?
It sounds so crazy, huh?
Now we get.
But I was studying for my A+, and there's like a huge section on VMs, and that's when, like, while I was studying for it, I was able to like get it running and get some actual like experience of working on it, and it was exactly what they described in my lessons. So
what are your favorite hypervisors? Would you prefer VirtualBox, VMware? I guess that's pretty much some.
Oh man, I don't like hypervisors. I use Docker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I wish your Docker thing going.
Yeah, those are not VMs, so you can have, Kali on Docker.
Never mind. Next.
I've only used Hyper-V because my laptop wasn't capable of using VirtualBox, but I hear VirtualBox is like one of the best,
Of course,
easiest to use.
You can enable virtual technology on your BIOS.
Trust me, I've been through this. I tried for so long, dude, and then I found out that it's not. It's capable of SLAT, S-L-A-T, but not VTX, I think. If I remember correctly, this is a while ago.
Just use VMware Workstations better.
Yeah, or just get a new machine. I need a new machine. I really do.
All right, guys. So it's like another minute. So.
Okay, so let me drop some some basic stuff. So next week we wanted to do a Q&A. Right?
Q&A.
We want to do a Q&A, and we'll probably have everyone on. Dylan, if you're available next week, we'll have you on too, just so we can get that like more spread knowledge. We'll probably have Nikki back, have Kenny back on here, and through the week we'll start like asking people what they want to ask. Hopefully we'll be able to do a YouTube live, so people could just ask us live.
Yeah,
shoot us those
that's your job.
questions.
So
yeah,
see you guys. It's about to end. So
yeah.
Thanks for having me on, everyone.
Cheers.
Yeah,
man.
definitely.
Yeah.
So long, guys.
See you guys. Thank you.